So how long has Southlake Tennis Center been here?
So the city opened the tennis center in October of 1999.
Oh, so a good many years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what are the business hours of the tennis center?
The tennis center is open Monday through Thursday from 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night. On Friday we're open from 8 until 6. And then on Saturday we're open from 8 until 4. And Sunday our hours vary based on the time of the year. But right now we're open from 8 to 2 to accommodate people who want to play early.
Oh, nice. So literally 7 days a
Yes,
week
we're open 7 days a week.
that they could come.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay. So talk to us about the programs that you have here, like maybe for the kids, for the adults.
Sure. So we're a public tennis center, which means that we try to offer a variety of programming to every different type of player. So we have adult programs where we have lessons, we have drills where they can practice, and then we have leagues that are both internal leagues where they play here at the facility, or they're teams that compete against other teams from other facilities. And so we accommodate all of those activities. And then with the kids, we have weekly classes, and then we also have private lessons for the kids. And then we have lots of opportunities for play. So in all of our programs, we really stress how important it is to learn how to play right from the very beginning. So even beginner players get out on the court and start learning how to play, because tennis isn't really about taking lessons, it's about playing the sport. And so we're trying to encourage people to get that experience right from the beginning.
That's nice. Yeah. It's such a wonderful activity for really all ages. I know my daughter, she played in junior high and high school, and it taught her so many different skills. It taught her from like having to play with teammates,
Yes.
having a partner, not having a partner, listening to her coach. And then also too, I know for her, it taught her a lot of time skills as well. Like she had to be at lessons at like 7 a.m. And then, so she was having to learn to manage her time well between school, tennis, lessons, tournaments. So for our kids, there's so many great lessons.
Well, I think that's actually true of all players. Tennis is a very difficult sport, not only physically but also mentally. You have to learn how to accept losing gracefully. You call your own line, so there's a sense of responsibility for playing fairly. And so people have to learn to deal with a lot of issues out on the court that are very character building. And I often find adult women who've never played sports before come to tennis, end up getting that experience as adults. The first time they're cheated, they're surprised and upset, and they have to learn to manage how to deal with things like that. And the same thing with kids, they're out there by themselves. They can't ask for help. And so there's a lot of self-confidence really that comes from managing those situations. That's really a great benefit of the sport.
I agree. It was the first sport that our daughter had played, and we really saw her blossom through all those lessons that you were talking about that they learn naturally. It's not one of those like if you go to, I don't know, karate, they're like teaching you these things they learn naturally through the game of tennis.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And it's a great physical activity too. And there's a lot of research that shows that people who play tennis live 10 years longer than people who don't.
Oh, I need to take that up.
I know, I need to start playing tennis.
So it's both aerobic and anaerobic at the same time. So you have like that high intensity when you're running to the ball between points, but then the match itself lasts an hour and a half. So you have the cardio workout too, and so it works out to be really good for both your physical and mental health.
Absolutely. Yeah, I had never thought about that, but you're right. Very true.
And on all the courts outside?
So we have, the facility has 19 courts altogether. We have 2 courts that have been covered that are climate controlled. They have air conditioning, which has been really helpful this summer. And then the remaining 17 courts are outside.
Oh, so the climate controlled courts, do they like reserve those? How does that work?
Yes, people can reserve them in advance. There's an extra charge to use the indoor courts, but the same reservation rules that apply to the tennis center apply to the indoor courts as well.
Nice. Okay. So the membership, is that then a monthly membership and then you can reserve the courts, or how does that work?
The tennis center is a public facility, so there are no dues. You have to join as a member, so we have you in our database, but that once you become a member, you pay for whatever activities you choose to participate in, but there's no monthly fee to play.
Wow, that is so nice.
It is.
Wow, so it's as you play, that's when you pay.
Yes, that's right.
Wow, that is really nice. Really nice. Okay.
So pretty much anyone who wants to can play. We give preference to Southlake residents. They can reserve earlier and they get first choice of classes and things. But no one's really prevented from playing here. We have people coming from Dallas to use our indoor courts on the weekends when those are open and available.
Yeah. So how far out would you recommend someone reserving, let's say, an indoor court?
So the reservations you can only reserve 7 days in advance.
Oh, okay.
And so we have people call a week ahead of time to reserve the indoor courts if we want to use them.
Okay. All right. Good to know. A week ahead of time.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
The one thing that we like to stress is that we feel it's really important to have a very highly qualified teaching staff. And so we are a teaching focused facility. We're recognized by the PTR, which is one of the national teaching organizations, as a regional training center. The director of tennis is qualified as a professional instructor. And so he teaches classes not only to our pros, but to pros throughout the United States on how to teach tennis. And our coaches are required to attend training 4 times a year, and we have weekly trainings as well to go over how to become better at what we do. So we really spend a lot of time thinking about how to make the quality of the instruction that we give, both in group and in individual lessons, the highest possible that we can get.
That is so important because, like you were saying earlier, it's about playing the game and playing it right from the beginning, because then you're trying to undo potentially bad habits.
Right, exactly. So we put a very high premium on having really well qualified and certified instructors.
Excellent. That's good to know. Very good.
How many instructors do you have?
We have 10.
Oh wow, 10. Okay.
Yeah, we have 10 pros who have various levels of teaching experience. We have 2 pros who taught professional tennis players. We have one who is a coach for a Davis Cup team, which is a professional team competition. And almost everyone on our staff has played college tennis. In addition to, because it gives them a familiarity with the game that makes it easier to teach them how to teach. So they're all very good.
Oh, excellent. So tell us about this this behind us, this poster of sorts.
Our junior program is based on something called the World Tour. It's where we select 6 different major events that occur on the professional circuit, and we bring it down to the children's level. So when they start out, they're told that the 8-week session has an event at the very end called World Tour New York, where we play games and matches, and they play in a little tournament, and they have their picture taken with New York, and they get a bag tag that says they played in the World Tour New York. And during the course of the classes, they're asked questions about that particular tournament. So the first week they might ask who won the tournament the last year, who's won it the most times, where does it take place, what's the history of that event. It's our US Open is our national championship for tennis. We have them come in here and watch matches on the screen, and so it just really depends. But we try really hard to focus in on the very important events. So we have the US Open, Wimbledon, the French Open, and the Australian Open are the 4 Grand Slams. And we also focus on Beijing because that's where the season-ending tournaments occur. And then also Rome, which is a very important tournament. It occurs just before the French Open in Italy. So we try to make sure that the kids are exposed to tennis as a sport so that they start watching and become fans of the sport as they're also learning how to play.
Excellent. And you know what I love about tennis is that is one of those sports that truly you can keep playing. The older, you can age with tennis.
Yes.
You don't age out of tennis.
No, you don't age out and you don't ability out. There is competitive levels for everyone from a beginner adult all the way through really advanced players. The same thing is true for children. It's one of the few sports where it doesn't matter how good you are. There are opportunities to play all the time. It just depends on what your level of commitment is to the sport.
Absolutely.
All right, so how long have you been playing tennis?
I played college tennis. That's how Christina and I met. And then I played competitively up until the time we had our son. And so then running the tennis center became where I spent my time.
Your passion.
Yes, yes.
Excellent. Well, we would love to go on a quick tour.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Well, hello, Devon. The fantastic Southlake Tennis Center.
It is so nice, and thankfully there's a breeze blowing right now. And there's a lot of courts to choose from. Tell us a little bit about what is here in the tennis center that's available for the players.
So we have a lot of merchandise available for purchase, whether it's clothing for play or clothing outside of play. We have a lot of tennis-themed attire here for sale.
So tell us about the one line that you were saying was exclusive for you guys.
Yes, so right now Wilson has brought out a new exclusive line that is only available in just our public tennis center in the entire United States.
Wow.
However, it is a private club exclusive item right now. So that's going to be this Wilson line here. We have it up in various places around the pro shop. But if you see the Wilson logo on any of the attire, it is going to be that exclusive merchandise that's only sold here in the United States as far as public tennis centers.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you.
Definitely.
You've got a lot here.
We do. So we carry equipment for rackets as well. So whether it's grips, if you need your racket restrung, we carry that too. But we do have quite a bit of assortment of shoes available for players as well.
Oh, nice.
Pickleball or tennis, they're going to be playing with a court shoe, which is going to have a little bit wider of a toe box. That's preventing any slips or spills, making a lot of lateral movement. Big difference in regular or general athletic shoes.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. Well, thank you.
Definitely.
We are here with a roof over our heads.
Ooh, AC.
Air conditioning, yay. Just for everyone to know, this is a space you can reserve at the Southlake Tennis Center. So if it's raining, if it's 100 degrees outside, because we live in Texas, you can reserve indoor tennis courts here at the Southlake Tennis Center. Yay.